Cowboys fans, stop everything you're doing. Stephen Jones just dropped a bombshell about Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb that's going to change the future of America's team. You won't believe what he said about their contracts. This is the news we've all been waiting for, and it's bigger than anyone expected. Are you ready to see the Cowboys go all in on their superstar duo? Stick around because in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what this means for Dak, CeeDee, and the future of the Dallas Cowboys. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Hey there, Cowboys Nation! Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a diehard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. Alright folks, let's start with the bombshell that Stephen Jones just dropped on us regarding Dak Prescott's contract situation. As you all know, Dak's current deal is set to expire after the 2024 season, and there's been a lot of speculation about his future with the team. Well, it looks like we finally have some clarity on the situation. According to Stephen Jones, the Cowboys are all in on getting a new deal done with Dak Prescott. In a recent interview, Jones stated, "Dak is our guy, plain and simple. We're committed to making sure he's a Cowboy for life, and we're going to do everything in our power to make that happen." Now, let's break this down and analyze what this means for the Cowboys and Dak moving forward. First off, it's clear that the front office still has complete faith in Dak as their franchise quarterback. Despite some ups and downs over the past few seasons, the Cowboys believe that Prescott is the man to lead them back to Super Bowl glory. This vote of confidence is huge for Dak's morale and should put to rest any rumors about the team looking to move on from him. But here's where things get really interesting. Jones went on to say that they're looking at a long-term extension that will keep Dak in Dallas for the foreseeable future. Now, we all know that in NFL speak, long-term usually means at least 4 to 5 years. So, we could be looking at a deal that keeps Dak in the silver and blue well into his mid-30s. Of course, the big question on everyone's mind is, how much is this going to cost? Well, Cowboys fans, you might want to brace yourselves because it's not going to be cheap. With the way quarterback contracts have been skyrocketing in recent years, we're likely looking at a deal that could potentially make Dak one of the highest-paid players in NFL history. Given Dak's performance and the current market, it wouldn't be surprising to see a deal in the range of 5 years, $250, $275 million, with a significant portion of that guaranteed. That's a lot of zeros, folks. But in today's NFL, that's the price you pay for a franchise quarterback. Those are some pretty impressive numbers, and they show that when Dak is on his game, he's easily one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Plus, let's not forget his leadership qualities and the respect he commands in the locker room. Those intangibles are worth their weight in gold. But here's the thing. This new contract isn't just about rewarding Dak for past performance. It's about securing the future of the franchise. In today's NFL, if you don't have a top-tier quarterback, you're not competing for championships. It's as simple as that. So while the price tag might make some fans wince, it's a necessary investment if the Cowboys want to remain Super Bowl contenders. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the other big piece of news that Stephen Jones dropped on us: CeeDee Lamb's contract situation. Since being drafted 17th overall in 2020, Lamb has quickly established himself as one of the most dynamic young receivers in the NFL. He's coming off a monster season where he racked up 135 catches for 1,749 yards and 12 touchdowns. Those are elite numbers, folks, and they've put Lamb in line for a massive payday. Here's what Stephen Jones had to say about CeeDee. "We view CeeDee as a cornerstone of this franchise moving forward. He's proven himself to be one of the best receivers in the league, and we're committed to keeping him in Dallas for the long haul. Now, this is where things get really interesting, Cowboys fans. Jones went on to say that they're looking to get a deal done with Lamb sooner rather than later. This is a departure from the Cowboys' usual approach of waiting until the last minute to negotiate extensions with their star players. So why the urgency? Well, there are a few factors at play here. The wide receiver market is exploding. We've seen guys like Tyreek Hill, Davante Adams, and Jay Brown sign massive deals in recent years. If the Cowboys wait too long, they risk the price going up even further. Lamb is entering the final year of his rookie contract. While the Cowboys did exercise his fifth-year option for 2024, they clearly want to lock him up long-term before he gets anywhere near free agency. The salary cap is expected to increase significantly in the coming years. By getting a deal done now, the Cowboys might be able to structure it in a way that looks like a bargain a few years down the line. So, what kind of contract are we looking at for CeeDee? Well, based on recent deals for top receivers, we're probably looking at something in the neighborhood of 4 or 5 years, $25, $30 million per year, with a significant portion guaranteed. That would put Lamb right up there with the highest paid receivers in the league, which is exactly where he belongs based on his production. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, can we really afford to pay both Dak and CeeDee that kind of money? It's a valid concern, but here's the thing. The Cowboys have always found a way to make the numbers work when it comes to keeping their star players. Jerry and Stephen Jones are masters at manipulating the salary cap, and I have no doubt they'll figure out a way to keep both Dak and CeeDee in Dallas without crippling the team's financial flexibility. All right, Cowboys fans, now that we've broken down the big news about Dak and CeeDee, let's take a step back and look at what this means for the team as a whole. First and foremost, it shows that the front office is committed to keeping this offensive core together. With Dak throwing to CeeDee, along with other weapons like Tony Pollard and Michael Gallup, the Cowboys have the potential to be one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL for years to come. But it's not just about offense. By securing these key pieces, the Cowboys are sending a message to the rest of the league. We're here to compete for championships. This kind of stability and star power makes Dallas an attractive destination for free agents, which could help bolster other areas of the team. Speaking of other areas, let's not forget about the defense. While today's news focused on Dak and CeeDee, the Cowboys still have some work to do on the other side of the ball. Micah Parsons is obviously a superstar, but there are still some question marks in the secondary and along the defensive line. The good news is that by potentially front-loading these new contracts for Dak and CeeDee, the Cowboys might be able to create some cap space in future years to address these defensive needs. It's all about finding the right balance, and that's where the Jones family's salary cap wizardry comes into play. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, playoff success. We all know that regular season stats and big contracts are great, but at the end of the day, it's all about winning in January and February. The Cowboys have had their fair share of postseason disappointments in recent years, and some fans might be skeptical about investing so much in players who haven't gotten the team over the hump. But here's the thing, you need star players to win championships. By locking up Dak and CeeDee, the Cowboys are giving themselves the best possible chance to compete at the highest level. It's up to the coaching staff and the rest of the team to put all the pieces together and make a deep playoff run. Speaking of coaching, this news also puts a lot of pressure on Mike McCarthy and his staff. With the front office showing this level of commitment to the team's stars, the expectation is clear. It's time to win, and win big. McCarthy will need to prove that he can take this talented roster and turn it into a legitimate Super Bowl contender. Well, that's all for today, Cowboys Nation. What do you think about these huge updates from Stephen Jones? Are you excited about the prospect of Dak and CeeDee staying in Dallas long-term? Or do you have concerns about committing so much money to just 2 players? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest Cowboys news and analysis.